Have you ever been listening to someone and found yourself completely captivated by their voice, even before you really knew anything else about them? There's a fascinating science behind that pull. And in this explainer, we're going to uncover exactly why we fall so hard for a voice. You know that feeling, right? You're listening to someone, and their voice alone it lands differently. It can be super captivating, maybe really soothing, or just incredibly attractive, and you can't quite put your finger on why. Well, if that's you, you are definitely not alone, and it is not some random personal quirk. It's a real, fascinating part of human psychology, and the explanation goes so much deeper than you might think. So at its core, you can call this voice attraction. This is such a recognized thing that it even has its own term in Mandarin, sengkong. And it's not just a simple preference. It's about how our brains are literally wired. For some of us, the neural pathways for intimacy and arousal are just especially tuned in to all the little signals hidden in a voice. So let's break down why that is. To really get to the bottom of this, we have to go way back. All the way back to the very first sounds we ever process. I mean, think about it from a developmental psychology perspective. It makes perfect sense. Before a baby's vision is even fully developed, what's their primary sense for security? It's sound. A familiar voice means warmth, food, protection. It literally equals survival. And that primal connection is incredibly powerful. It completely bypasses our rational brain and plugs directly into our emotional setters. This whole process forges this deep-rooted link that forever connects sound with our core feelings of attachment and care and safety. It's a fundamental preference that gets wired into us from day one. Okay, but this isn't just some relic from when we were babies. In our modern world, our very digital world, the power of a voice takes on a whole new level of importance. Just think about the difference for a second. A text or a picture that can be edited, curated, perfected, it's static. But a voice is happening right now. It's immediate. It carries all those tiny, authentic signals of life, a breath, a little hesitation, a crackle of emotion. It's dynamic, and let's be honest, it's way, way harder to fake. And this is exactly why, in long-distance or online relationships, hearing someone's voice can feel so vital. It gives you this incredible sense of realness, of exclusivity. It's basically the audio version of someone being right there with you, creating a sense of presence that a text message just can't even come close to. Okay, but now we're about to get to the real heart of it. Because the common understanding of voice attraction actually misses the single most important part. So, is this attraction really just about finding a voice that sounds objectively pleasant? Like a professional singer or a radio host? Is that all it is? The answer, and this might surprise you, is a definite no. Here it is. This is the real insight. For a lot of people, it's not voice control. It's what some call reaction control, or 反应孔 in Mandarin. The true magnetic pull isn't the sound itself. It's the evidence in that sound that you are having an impact on the other person. The voice is just the messenger. So what's truly captivating is hearing someone's voice shift because of something you said or did. It's the rhythm of their speech slowing down, or maybe their tone gets a little flustered. It's hearing that subtle loss of control or a moment of restraint. That is the proof. The voice becomes the undeniable evidence that you matter, that you have an effect on them. Now, if you're listening to all of this and thinking, that's interesting, but it doesn't really sound like me, well, that's perfectly normal, and there's a very clear reason for that. It just means your main channel for sensing intimacy and connection is tuned to a different frequency. This isn't about being more or less deep or mature. It's just a difference in our personal wiring. See, each of us has a primary channel. For a visual person, connection really happens when you see someone's eyes light up. For a tactile person, a reassuring hand on the shoulder means more than any words ever could. If your channel is behavioral, well, actions truly speak louder than words. You're looking for proof of care. And for linguistic people, it's the specific meaning of the words that matters most, not necessarily the tone they're delivered. And this quote just ties it all together so beautifully. People with strong voice attraction are, at their core, just highly sensitive to those tiny signals that show they're being heard and cared for and responded to. A person's voice just happens to be the most transparent, unguarded place where those signals reveal themselves. So that kind of leaves us with a final thought to chew on. Voice is just one of many channels that we use to feel seen and connected. The real question is, what's the signal you find yourself listening for? What is your proof of connection?